A roughly 35-foot Fleetwood bounder on a Ford chassis with a V10 gas power plant rolling in on trade here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. 41,000 miles and about 430 hours on the generator. It's got a couple little bumps and bruises here and there, but overall, if you're looking to do some traveling or maybe some destination long-term camping, this is one of those cool, like multi-bathroom, great traveling, great destination floor plans you're gonna love. Now, I use the phrase, it's got a couple bumps and bruises, and that's a super scary thing to begin a video with, and naturally you're going, yeah, but dude, what does that mean? So I'm the type of person, I tend to get stuff out of the way. We're gonna cover the things you really wanna know about first instead of dragging you along. So back here, you can see it got just straight slashed. And what happened was while this RV was parked, someone else who didn't exactly know how to handle their rig tail swiped and tail whipped this RV. Now, this is a laminated aluminum frame sidewall, and if you get all around it, it's all still solid. They did not allow water or anything to get in here. They immediately got some sealant in place. Now, what we're looking at is effectively a Band-Aid. That being said, it's a very viable Band-Aid that could last a long, long time. It's a very good way to handle a situation like this. We have the ability to get this RV routed to a body shop to get things like this taken care of. We can get the paint codes to match it up. And chances are we could make it look like it pretty much never happened. I'm not going to guarantee no trace. You know, like ServPro says, like it never happened. I'm not going to guarantee that because I'm not a body shop expert. But I know that the shops that we use do a very good job of things like that. However, that costs money doing things like that. We try to have something for every budget here at Haylet RV. So the pricing that we have this RV listed at the time of this filming does not include budgeting the sidewall fix. That's one of those things that you let us know how important that is to you. Maybe you've got a son or a brother or an uncle who can help you with things like that. Maybe you can get yourself a deal on it and get yourself a sweetheart deal on a motorhome. Naturally, in the meantime, we take things like this into consideration when we assign a price tag. The only other thing I really noticed was in here, and I think I know exactly what happened. I noticed that the slide fascia right behind the primary driver's seat got a little gashed up. And I'm 100% confident, because I've seen this enough times in my career, that that seat was not slid all the way forward or leaned forward the way that it should have been, and it simply caught that slide fascia. It is purely a cosmetic thing, but it's there. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to just step over it. You deserve to know about it. And that's one of the reasons you should really bring your business to Haylet RV, because we've just gone out of our way for about 2 or 3 minutes to show you what's not awesome about this RV before we get started. So if everything else looks good, for the right money, if you consider owning it, man, give us a call. Let's get you camping, because there's a lot more good than bad about this one. Whenever possible, I always like to try to show these things with the slide closed so you get a better idea of the travel functionality. And that's one of the cool things about motorhomes. You know, a towable RV might be reasonably travel accessible, but a motorized RV, it pretty much has to be travel accessible, because that's part of the point of a motorhome, is that the moment you turn the key, you're on vacation. You don't have to wait till you get there. You don't have to wait till you put the jacks down, awning out, lawn chairs. It's a road trip, baby. Well, this floor plan I've always liked for that, but it finds its travel functionality in a little bit different way. By the way, you can see this is a telescoping sofa right here that can actually extend out into like a big L lounge if you're so inclined. I love this floor plan. Personally, I love that layout because it gives you more of that destination at home feel without, you know, being, I don't know, it's just, there's something about it. It just works, you know, even with only 2 slides. Now, here's the other thing. You get in here, you see that you can still get to the bed in transit. Now, you're not walking around it, but that's actually pretty normal in a lot of motorhomes. However, the full master bath in the back, you can't really get to it unless you crawl over the bed. Again, it's not that hard, but I suspect a lot of people don't want to do that. And if you need to use the bathroom in transit, having that toilet all the way behind the axles is not a good place to try to use it. You could literally be bounced off the toilet. So the good news is, they thought of that. This is a bath and a half model. Right here next to the entertainment, in an area that is always easily travel accessible, we have access to a bathroom here. This is also very nice as a guest bath. You know, so the if you have friends and family over, they're not back in your personal private space. You can kind of have a living room, a guest bath, a kitchen, and then, you know, your personal area in the back that nobody else kind of tramps through. And though this one only has one living room slide, it doesn't feel that way. The way they laid this one out, it gives it a large, open look and feel. Then again, having 7-foot ceilings, you know, housing that double air conditioner, plenty of lighting, and that soft touch ceiling liner up there, which is doing a wonderful job of canceling exterior noise, giving you a more pleasant ride and destination experience. Those things don't hurt either. Now, as we approach here, one of the things that kind of caught my eye, but I think is easy to overlook, is that full window in the entry door. It helps the whole thing look and feel larger. And when you reach your destination, one of the main differences between a Class A and most Class Cs is that your cockpit area is, you don't lose it. In most Class C motorhomes, when you reach your destination, the whole driving cab area is lost. You know, you usually just pull the curtain and you're done. But in one of these, the seats can spin around and rejoin the living room area. So they're kind of dual purpose that way, which I think is pretty cool. And both seats obviously spin around, not just one or the other. It's kind of funny because at a glance, when you look up here, it sort of looks like the entertainment center's missing. But the entertainment center is back next to the refrigerator, as we'll see in just a second. What I think is kind of cool here is this thing has some pretty good overhead storage. And I think it's just more obvious here because it does not have a TV up front, so you really get to see all of the storage up here. It just sort of, the one works hand in hand with the other. Now there's a couple little things on here, like I mentioned that, you know, the gash on the slide fascia. There's a couple other little things like over here, and there's another spot on the sofa that I'll show you that I think fall under the realm of normal use and wear. But you can see the headrest area where somebody had their head against the headrest has deteriorated a little bit. You know, 2013 doesn't sound that old, but it's enough years that with regular use, you know, little stuff like that can happen. Sometimes I've also learned over my years of experience that the hair care products some people use can have an effect on how long some of these soft goods, the cloths and fabrics and etc., hold up in their RVs. The chairs over here, although overall clean, good shape, just, you know, used, which they're supposed to be. Entertainment unit, our backup and in-motion rear view monitoring camera, doing their job exactly as they're supposed to. Up front here, another couple things I want to point out. Over on the driver's kind of, you know, master control panel, we do have our automatic leveling controls, our power levelers, as well as the heated power side mirror controls. Once again, there's that little bump on the slide fascia from the chair that we talked about. Then as I back up here a little bit, you can see the primary living space, and it is clean, warm, and welcoming. I really like what I see here, and it's like, as we look around, it just keeps kind of getting bigger, richer, more comfortable. And the full overhead storage through the slide out, that is something that full-time RVers will appreciate, whereas casual campers go, I wish you had bigger windows. Yeah, but people who full-time, they want every ounce of storage they can possibly get. Now the sofa down here, I mentioned it previously. This is a telescoping, like, L lounge sofa. It has to collapse in transit so you can get around it. But when you're at your destination, should you choose, you can actually open that up, and the seating is all kind of built in. There's no like loose cushions that you have to monkey around with. Now, no matter where you're sitting there on that sofa though, you've got direct view entertainment of a no neck wrecker entertainment center and that electric space heating fireplace keeping your feet warm. Big 4-door gas electric traveling fridge, good whether you're in the parks or out. Convection microwave, which you commonly find in a model like this. And I noticed it has a full oven, which a lot of motorhomes don't seem to have. They'll just use a convection. And in addition to giving you a tour with the slides closed, I also like to open up all the storage. So instead of just talking about it, you can see what we're actually getting into. By the way, pretty much any ceiling fan you see in here is going to be one of the larger, like Max Air style fans. I don't know which specific variety, if that's the Fantastic brand or Max Air, but you get the idea. It's the bigger vent fan. Now the shelving in that overhead cabinet to the left of the convection microwave, you can see those silver mount areas. It's completely adjustable, so you can swing it around however you want to. Solid surface counters, you know, recessed stainless sink with a, you know, the dual sink covers gives you kind of maximal prep space. It probably couldn't hurt this one to add a little countertop extension leaf, but that's a user preference kind of item. It sort of depends on how much you cook in the camper. One other thing I want to point out here that I think is important is you look at it and say, yeah, but where's my pantry? Your pantry is actually built into the slide. So you see how they have the heavy-duty shelves down below, but up top you have the slide-open style pantry that I am always a sucker for. I love these things. Now, we peeked in here in transit, but I wanted to give you more of a detailed look at the half bath before we step back into the private bed and bath quarters. The tall ceilings really help a small room like this look and feel large. Another one of those bigger Max Air style fans, but over here you notice they found a perfect place to hang a broom, and I love those little handy hanger jobs that they have there. And you can see a handheld little Dyson helping keep this thing clean. And the folks obviously used it with regularity because whether, like, even the sink has been cleaned out, the microwave is clean. You know, they've just done a good job of staying on top of, you know, routine care, maintenance, upkeep, etc. Now, the window shades, the strings on a lot of window shades tend to just kind of dangle all over the place, and they're annoying. But you know, the little like string anchor, like right there, kind of like when you moor up a boat or something like that at a dock. Those little things, those classic simple little features, they really are nice. Now, this is, if my eyes don't deceive me, I'm going to try to double check, but I believe that is a 60 by 80 true queen bed, which a lot of motorhomes lack. When the slide closes, a lot of them just simply don't have the room, but this only has one bed slide, not opposing, so usually you can put a true queen in there. But look at the friendly side stands we have going on here. You've got large side stands that full-size, non-traveler CPAP machines can work with just fine. And there are household outlets on the insides of those on both sides of the bed. So once again, supremely CPAP friendly. That's just about as CPAP friendly as something can get. You have storage below either of those sides, just like the slide ceiling, if you will. There's overhead storage over here. And as I pivot around, you see that this entire wall is nothing but storage. Again, making this RV perfect for full-time and seasonal users. Also working in the favor of full-timers and seasonal type folks, having that combo washer dryer already installed, compliments of the previous owner. You know, that is just fantastic for people who don't want to hit the public laundry service. Now, that being said, normally RV washer dryers, they're expensive, but when somebody else already did it for you, it's kind of one of those things where an RV where a washer dryer is installed, it's not that it's worth no more money, trade and resale, it's that doesn't have a significant effect on the price tag, and it's very, very nice for folks who already have that there. So you have good storage. Now you could take that out and have more hanging storage if you want. We have had people do that, but there's going to be a lot of people go, oh good, this already has that done. We don't have to spend the extra $3,300 to get that thing. Now, just past the washer dryer, there's a sliding pocket privacy door that will enclose the private rear master bathroom. One-piece seamless fiberglass shower enclosure with handy seating area. And I like how big that is. And also, did you notice that there's no shelves above it that are going to like clock you in the head? It is incredible how many times you know, a designer will put a seat in the corner of a shower and then put a shelf right above it. So, you know, if you bump it, you're going to have to be picking up your soaps and body washes and everything. And I love this big, huge towel storage cabinet right there with yet another of those bigger vent fans up top. You have 3 of these things through the RV, both bathrooms and kitchen living area, and all of them have a fantastic roof vent cover outside, so you can use them even when it's raining a little bit. Back outside here, this thing definitely turned some heads. The paint package on this looks stellar, and that is a remote-controlled Weather Pro awning, by the way. So on a day like this, where it's actually a little bit breezy and windy, it will do wonders toward, you know, closing itself instead of whipping around in the wind getting smashed up. Something else I really noticed when I was inside, like when you're sitting in the driver's seat or the co-pilot seat, those corner beams where the windshield meets the sidewall, they're very minimal. So, I mean, you have really good visibility of your destination while you're moving around in this thing, while you're driving. You have, like, it feels like you're really engaged with the road. You can see that slide awning doing a heck of a job in terms of protecting this. Actually, it's so large, it's a dual slide awning. You can actually see where they kind of meet in the middle a little bit there. The gleam, the gloss. One of the things that I love about a full body paint package is not just its superior UV resistance, but the fact that, man, that is like a mirror-like finish. Look at that. They took care of this thing. It's unfortunate somebody tail whipped this thing because the folks that owned it really took care of it. They did a great job. But what I was getting at, the paint package, it really hides the age of the RV very well. It doesn't look as aged. And this is something that I love. Whenever the storage comes to you, so you don't have to crawl under the slide to get to the storage. And once again, a testament to the previous owners. Mechanically, like all of the baggage doors, the struts, everything in great shape. Now, quick note, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to see that these basement compartments are packed. None of this stuff is going to be included with the RV when you take it home. I'm kind of working ahead of the curve right here. The folks are inside learning about their new Montana fifth wheel that they're going to take to Florida to do some full timing. All the stuff that you're seeing in here, this is stuff that they're going to transfer over to their Montana, unless it's specific to this motorhome, like the little bitty ladder extension right there. I simply want you to get an idea for how much stuff you actually can pack in here. Now, as we approach, you'll hear the generator chugging. It fired up like a champ. I mean, there was almost no delay when I hit the button. And all these Michelins looking fantastic. Tons of rubber left on these sneakers. And no signs of any weather checking or anything ugly like that. Centralized sewer kind of center right here. I like that our gate poles are all enclosed and protected so that the unattended neighbor kid whose parents didn't do a good job raising them, they're not going to get into anything and like pull your black tank valve when you're not expecting it. You can see the generator working. You probably heard it working right there. Again, runs very well, fires right up. The paint package on this reminds me very much of a Jayco Precept paint package that we've had here in the past, but then again, this and a Precept, roughly maybe Precept Prestige, are in very similar categories, so I guess that makes sense. Ford chassis, so this has a 5,000-pound tow rating off that rear hitch there. Obviously, they did some kind of towing. They've got the stone guard back there. And again, there's that small ladder extension to help you get up to that ladder, because unless you got legs like mine, and even with legs like mine, it is one heck of a big step. And again, the mechanical aspects of all these baggage doors working fantastically. Like every gas strap is doing its job. And I love how this has more of a diesel pusher style swing open baggage compartment system versus a lift up overhead baggage door style. I like this much, much better. And again, just a quick reminder, the stuff that's in these compartments, please remember, is not coming with the camper. You're not going to get one that just has a ton of stuff in it. They drove up from Georgia today to take home their new Montana fifth wheel, and we're doing some hitching work for them. But again, you can see you've got a lot of cargo space in here. Holy cow, Batman. And outdoor entertainment center. How about that right there? So if you want to get some sunshine, and maybe just like Mr. Haylett, my father, he always has an outdoor TV on his fifth wheels, and it's not like we sit outside and watch TV. We don't go family RVing to watch TV. What's nice about it, though, is it's sort of like that AM radio effect. You can just sort of have some noise going in the background. Maybe have it tuned to a like a local channel that you can get over the air off the antenna, and maybe just kind of get in tune a little bit with the local area in which you're camping. And as we step up top here, a real quick clarification on something, because I realized as soon as I looked at it, I think I did a very poor job phrasing something. I said it's two slide awning sections. It's not. I don't even know I said those word combinations right there. It's one slide awning, because obviously if it had a gap in the middle, that would not really do a good job. It has a center support, basically, very similar to like a giant patio awning on the side to make sure that it doesn't gap or slack, because if it slacks down in the middle, it's going to be a problem. Woo! She's a windy one. I'm going to try to shield the camera best I can here. There are multiple roof vents with power fans, all of which have the nicer, fantastic fan vent covers. You can see both air conditioners in play here. The roof that I'm on here, I mean, I can see where they've kept it clean periodically. The RV's probably been in storage for a time, so there's a little bit of storage dust on it, but nothing that concerns me at all. And you can see a little trickle charge tender, so that you can always like flick some lights on or something like that in your RV if it's been in storage for a while. And then obviously you got your normal jack antenna system, and then the dome there for some satellite options. And there's all kinds of different RV satellite stuff. I am not an expert on those things by any stretch, but guess what? We got people for that here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. That's the sales office, but right over there is the parts and service center. And they're the ones that take care of all the minutia, the pieces, the parts. Like, a lot of people, call and email like, hey, you want to talk to Josh? But the fact is, guys, I don't know a lick compared to a lot of these parts and service people. They have forgotten more about RVs than I'll ever learn, because that's just, they have to get really nitty gritty on it here, and I just get to talk about the fun stuff all day. So don't be afraid. If there's an RV here, whether it's this one or another one, something where we could potentially earn your business, don't be afraid to give our team here at Haylet RV a call, and that's all we ask in return for our efforts here. So short of that, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.